Hey guys, how you all doing? My name is Claire and welcome back to my channel Gaming with Claire. If you guys haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel and hit the notification button so whenever I upload any video, you guys can get notified. Do support my all socials, follow everything, all these links will be down below, and support your boy to grow this channel. You guys already read the title that I will be talking about why I switched to keyboard and mouse on my PS5. I will be talking about a couple of different things in this video. Like first one is pros and cons of using keyboard and mouse over controller. How was my journey switching from a controller to a keyboard mouse, and what do I recommend for you using keyboard and mouse or a controller. Let's start with pros and cons. Now, pros for using keyboard and mouse. A lot of people already know this, but from my experience, before that, I was just watching videos and people telling us like they're using keyboard and mouse is better and stuff like that. I never really paid that much attention, but when I experienced it personally, it kind of felt like that everybody was saying right, like it kind of gives you the benefit, kind of gives you the advantage. Now, first, the advantage that I'm talking about is wide range of motion. Now, if you're in playing any first person shooting game like Call of Duty or Fortnite or any other game in which you're engaging in gunfights like close range gunfights, or anything like that. At that point of time, it's like a matter of seconds that if that other person got 2 more accurate shots, you're done. Now, the things that you may try to save yourself is faster movement. Take an example. I'm in a close range gunfight and somebody like engaged myself into a fight. I have like all this much room where I can move around and spin back and forth to give myself a 360 spin and slide around and things like that. Now, on to the second benefit. I'm using all my muscles here. Now, take an example. A controller. I'm using, for example, I need to go back and forth to do a spin or move around, all those motion things. I'm limited to my thumbs. I'm using my thumb to do a 360 spin. I'm using my thumb to go back and forth. Using my thumb for everything. Basically, what I'm saying is I'm only using these muscles. Now, if I'm doing like 3-4 hour session of game, all 7 days a week, it's gonna be hard for my thumbs to keep that same amount of energy throughout the 3-4 hours of the session of my game. However, if I'm using my keyboard and mouse, just look at this. For example, I'm playing things like that. I'm using the whole arm. I'm using the strength of my forearm. I'm using the strength of my fingers, like my whole hand. Basically, I'm using all my muscles, strength of all my muscles to do a spin and do everything. And on the other hand, to do my back and forth and to do all the other actions like doing a slide, jumping and everything. I'm using my whole left arm. I'm using my basically using my left hand to press the keys and everything. Now, in that way, I'm giving myself an extra strength. That way I don't fatigue easily, so I can keep that same amount of energy throughout those 3-4 hours that I'm planning to play the game. Now, these are some of the benefits that I have felt myself playing the game. Like, I have done some practice sessions, about maybe 2-3 days. I have done these practice sessions to kind of learn how to play the keyboard and mouse. Like, it's not the first time I'm using keyboard and mouse to play some games. It's the first time using keyboard and mouse on PlayStation to play a high-end game. Now, these are some pros that I have felt. Now, these are on my personal opinion. Now, it can be different for somebody else. Now, for example, I have seen lots and lots of good players who are using their controllers and playing off their consoles, and they're like beating everybody. They're like crushing it. But have like 3-4 KD. Like, I have seen those players as well. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot be a good player with a controller, but the only thing I'm mentioning here is that using a keyboard and mouse gives you some advantage over a controller. All right, now if we move towards cons of using a keyboard and mouse, it is really hard to switch between keyboard and mouse, like to learn keyboard and mouse. So far, like till now, for example, everybody does the same thing. For example, if I'm binding my keys to do some commands, I would always keep them closer to this side, so that way I'm like, I don't have to reach all the way to the other side of the keyboard, right? So that way keys will be closer to you. Now, the one thing that I always do is now if I'm using E for lethal, like throwing a grenade or something. Now R is for reload. And a lot of times if I need to do a reload, I press E and I throw a grenade right in my feet and blow myself. I'm doing that. I'm still doing that. And that's the biggest problem that I'm facing using a keyboard and mouse. Like when I started using a keyboard and mouse, I literally was so bad that I couldn't even move properly, like without getting myself killed or doing some weird shit that I shouldn't have done. So yeah, it's really, really hard to learn keyboard and mouse. The second thing is 90% of the time it is, but sometimes 10% of the times keyboard and mouse is not compatible with all the features that you have with the game now. Like for example, using a native controller which is specifically built for that console, it's gonna support everything, but sometimes a keyboard and mouse does not support some things. Like some games doesn't even have a compatibility of using a keyboard and mouse. So now if you're switching back and forth within the games and stuff like that, it sometimes gets a little hard. So compatibility can be an issue as well. Now, third thing, getting a good keyboard and mouse can cost you nearby $100 to $200, maybe more than that. That is a little bit an extra investment. It is a little costly, like whereas you can go and buy some games and stuff like that. So yeah, that can be a con as well if you are thinking to move to a keyboard and mouse and you're on a budget. Now that explains both of the topics, like using your pros and cons of your keyboard and mouse, and also how was my journey switching from a controller to keyboard and mouse. Now the last step, do I recommend using keyboard and mouse or do I not recommend switching to keyboard and mouse? Yes, I do. If you are planning to, like I said before, if you're planning to move forward, if you're planning to buy a PC down the road and access all those good features that PC offers, I would recommend moving to keyboard and mouse. Kind of gives you lots and lots of benefits, like lots of advantages over using your controller for longer hours. I mean, you get to know the keyboard and you get to know the keyboard and mouse, and you like down the road when you're switching to PC, you're gonna have that benefit that you can quickly just plug and play thing, that you are just bringing your PC on, switching everything over, installing everything, and you just boom, plug and play, and you're good to go. Now, another thing is you're going to have a different experience as well. That's the main thing. Like you're experiencing something new, like you're exploring something new. It's not like daily life things. Like if you like to do something exciting, that could be something that challenging. Like if you're a person who likes the challenges, it's a good thing as well. I do understand that if you're playing on a keyboard and mouse, you're limited to, like, you're gonna have to have that exact spot. Like if you're playing on a computer, if you're playing on a TV or something, controller gives you a benefit that you could be in your couch or you could be sitting anywhere and you can kind of sit far from the TV and you can play. Like keyboard and mouse is only for the person who is thinking of being on one spot and bang on playing it with a monitor or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of explains everything. That's a wrap for the video. That was my story. And if you guys like the video, please do subscribe my channel and do follow all my social medias. Links will be all down below, and share and support my channel. Have a great day, guys.